Welcome to another edition of Insurance Questions. Holy cow, Don, 132?
These numbers just keep going up and up and up so fast, it seems like.
Oh, it's insane. So today is Wednesday, September 4th, 2024. Like I said, it's episode 132. How's your hump day going, down and low?
It's going, it's going. You know, I can't believe it's September, number one. It's just crazy.
I
Uh,
can't either. I saw
yeah,
a thing this morning that I know the NFL is talking about adding another week of football, making it 18 weeks. And
right.
they said what the reason that they're super excited about it is because they want to be able to have the first weekend be Labor Day weekend.
Oh my gosh.
Because they figure if you do your Thursday night, Friday night, you can do Saturday and Sunday, which, I knew the NFL always tried to stay away from the NCAA, college football, because
Yeah,
there's so many people that, you might not have a professional team in your town, but more than likely you're going to have some type of college ball, whether it's Division One, two, or three, or the smaller conferences. So there's some people that are crazy about football, and I know me living in Texas, you'll be driving around like if you're going to a different location, and you're like, "Holy crap, who plays there?" And it's a high school team.
yeah. I was gonna say, I know in Texas, high school football is just huge.
Hmm.
It's crazy.
It really is, and it's like I've seen stadiums that are nicer than the one the UB Bulls play. Our
For
Division
high
One team
school,
back in Buffalo, and it's for high school.
wow, that's
So
wild. It's
there's
kind of like that in Florida too, in
is that
different parts of Florida. Yeah, yeah, with the high school, it's very popular, and the stadiums are very nice. Not probably not like in Texas, but they're nice. They get a lot
so,
of people
Don?
too.
I know we've been going back and forth on this on Saturday night. Normally, we have like 5 to 7 viewers' questions, and I received an email on Saturday night, and it blew me away because number one, it was something that I didn't think about, which maybe I should have done, but there's so little information about it. Instead of giving answers, this is more of opening up a dialogue, conversation,
Yeah,
because there's so much about this that is so new that we didn't have the answers. You don't have the answers. I mean, we have a pathway that'll show us, how to get the answers. But even then, they don't have a definitive answer for you.
I know.
Talk about like the gray area. This is a humongous one.
It is. It is.
So, a viewer, John, 39 years old, from Cleveland, Ohio. His question was, if I have life insurance and I transition from a man to a woman, will it affect the death claim when I pass away?
That's like wow.
Here's a grenade, Don. It's in your lap. What are you going to do with it?
I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run away.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's yeah. That you tease me because I say, "Wow, that's a great question." That really is a great question.
Mhm.
Um,
Everybody do shots. Don said it twice. That's 2 shots.
there you go.
Good thing we only got one viewer's question. All our people will be hammered from your.
I know.
That's a
I
great
know.
question. That's a great
Be
question.
crawling on
Yeah.
the floor. So my initial thought on that was yes, it would be covered, but as I mentioned to you, I said I want to check with underwriting to get an official
And they haven't gotten
from
back
a
to you
major
yet.
mutual insurance company
Hmm.
to hear their thoughts and see if there is a policy in effect where they or a procedure in effect where
So
they can give me a definitive answer. And I have not heard back yet. And I've reached out to several
we are
people.
definitely going to do another show on this. But
Yeah.
let's start talking about the little research that we do have
Oh,
so
yeah.
far.
Yeah, exactly.
So, from what I could read online and to different companies, they're saying that if you're a transgender person, you're better off going to one of the big ones, one of the big mutual companies.
Right.
And they named Mass Mutual and New York Life as examples of places to go to. I'm not
Right.
telling you to go there, folks, but I'm trying to do things as easy as possible for the people that we're helping with these different questions. You know, but it's not really answering the question John's asking,
No.
because that's kind of talking about, okay, I'm Eddie Buffalo. I'm going to decide to be a woman, and I'm going to decide to get insurance. You have to disclose that.
Yes.
It's kind of like the whole 2-year thing with suicide. Explain a little bit to everybody, Donnie.
Right. So, with life insurance policies, and I believe it's every insurance carriers has a 2-year contestability
I
time
haven't heard any
frame.
different on any of them, and we work with a lot of different companies.
Right. Right. So basically, what that means is, if somebody applies for and receives a life insurance policy, and they should pass within 2 years. The insurance company will look into, number one, to make sure that an applicant didn't give truthful information. So,
That's
in other
huge.
words, are you experiencing a very serious health issue currently? And if
Hmm.
somebody answered no to that question, knowingly
Yeah,
answering no, that what would happen is the insurance company can say, you know what, it appears that they would determine it or frame it as a fraudulent application, and they would say we are not going to cover that death benefit. However, what the insurance companies, they all will do is they will refund to the beneficiary whatever premiums were paid for that
yeah.
policy. And
And,
it's
I thought the same way, Don. I mean, if I was thinking about being a woman and then I did not disclose that to the agent that I was buying the policy from, and then I die because of the procedure, I can't see them paying it. That's just what I'm guessing at. You know,
Yeah, and that I don't know. I mean, if it was if premature death was caused from a surgical procedure, or maybe a medication, you
once
know,
again, huge gray area.
it
So
really is. So
you
we
want
don't
to really
know.
disclose as much as.
Me- right.
I'm going to actually, Donnie, try to get a medical coder on the show. So I have somebody close to me that's a medical coder, and they did not feel comfortable enough because, once again, there's not a lot of information out there.
Right. Right.
But what was conveyed to me is that, say you're a man and um, you transition to a woman. You had your part removed, but the insides are still the same.
Hmm.
And legally, I'm a woman. Instead of Eddie Buffalo, I'm Edwina Buffalo.
Right.
And 3 years down the road, I get prostate cancer because I still got a prostate. There's a huge chance that the medical companies and the health insurance, I mean, because we do sell health insurance, so this isn't totally out of our realm of
Right.
possibility. They might say, huh, Edwina, you are a woman. You're legally a woman. And guess what, Don? Women don't get prostate cancer.
Because they don't have
So I mean,
prostate.
I hate to be Debbie Downer about, but I can see a lot of friggin' lawsuits over stuff like this that we haven't even thought of. I mean, we've scratched the surface. Once you get into the nitty gritty and you go down that rabbit hole, I mean, holy cow! You don't think of that. I mean, and I'm an ally. I have friends and family that are homosexual, and you know they have enough hard times sometimes in the public that I don't want to make it any harder for them or anybody to
Oh
make it
yeah,
harder for them.
exactly.
You know what I mean? And it's a shame if that's the case, because I mean, especially if you're sick. I mean, holy crap! I mean, say you get prostate cancer, and I mean, you're already you know knocked for a loop because who wants to have cancer?
Yeah.
But then when you go for your treatment and the insurance company says, "You're a woman. Women don't have prostates, so why are we paying for this?" not saying that it's going to happen, but there's a good possibility there's going to be blowback. That it comes down to money, just like anything.
Yeah, yeah. So, as you were talking, I just received some information.
Awesome.
All right, and I'll
All
read
in real
this.
time here, folks.
Yeah, exactly. And this is just and it starts with my initial thought is part of the response.
Mhm.
And I'm reading this for the first time. My initial
Who is this
thought
from, Donnie? Don't say
is
the
some,
company, but is it
uh,
from an underwriter?
no, it's from a liaison who's extremely knowledgeable, and she
Okay.
works with underwriting a lot. So I'll read this. It says, "My initial thought is once the policy is underwritten, it is a contract, which it is. So they must pay it out. It would make the difference if they are going to change the sex listed on the policy. However, I will look into this and get back to you."
Great.
So this is something that we're going to have to, get more
Yes.
information.
Yes. But that's great to hear.
Yeah,
That and it isn't like I live under a rock. But this, like I said, we were very surprised at this question, and thank you, John, for bringing it up and letting us think in a different direction that we
abs-
normally would have. You know,
absolutely. Absolutely. And I think before I forget, well, two things. Do our disclaimer.
uh, all the statements and comments by Eddie Buffalo and Donnie Law are purely for entertainment purposes.
And I'll take a Sassy Sarah spot here. Like, subscribe, view. You don't have to download, but you can share from our YouTube channel, and we're on, I think, 31 different podcast platforms. So and click that fan mail button so Eddie gets these questions, which are
Hmm.
fantastic questions. And same with the TikTokers. Send your texts or questions to Eddie, and we'll read them on the
Well,
air. And I would say for John, who sent in this incredible question, I hope you send him one of the EBI agency mugs.
hmm
So
oh,
I think
definitely. 'Cause no competition, John. You won this week, buddy. This
that's
will be
right.
coming
That's
at you.
right.
All right.
Yeah. So
It's
I
a new
want
one
to.
with the texture, Don. Do you like it? It's
Oh
kind of like
yeah, that's
almost
nice.
Zubas, almost.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. Very
So
cool.
I really
So I
knew.
was
I
gonna.
really knew this was going to be a hot subject because what I say, I found out about this Saturday night.
Yeah.
And I know I didn't hear from Donnie because I know Donnie doesn't check his stuff on the weekend. And so I mentioned to him yesterday, I'm like, hey, did you look at the email? And you're like, no, let me go look at it now. I mean, what were your thoughts when you were reading my email, Don?
Well, my thought was, and I was thinking, he's gonna kill me for saying it, but wow, that is a great question.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, because we haven't experienced it, and I think this seems, this whole topic is so new. I mean, to be
Yes.
out in the mainstream, that the insurance companies and other companies for that matter, they're kind of wading in uncharted territory. They're not sure, the proper thing to do, how to handle it. So they have a lot of questions too.
I kind of knew that this was going to be a hot topic and people were going to be interested in it because you know how shy I am, Don.
Yes,
So
you're
then,
extreme.
so
You're a
I
very
found it when
introverted person.
so in the morning I go to the gym. So that's 2 days I've been at the gym talking to my buddies about it, and some of the guys are like somewhat interested in our podcast, but every one of them, and it wasn't just one; it was every single one of them were like, "What? Oh, I want to hear what you got to say about this." Because
Yeah.
I mean, my buddy Ike, he's been a huge supporter, and he listens to everything we do. He listens to all our shows. Thanks, buddy. And
I
before
like
I was
Ike.
before he was named after Eisenhower. It's his middle
Oh,
name.
cool.
His actual name is Jerry. But so I hear some people call him both. So whatever. But before I left, like as I'm sitting there, like how I send you music. Well, he's the other guy I send music to all the time.
Okay.
He's like, big shows tomorrow, right? Are you taping it today? And then even my buddy Mike, he's like never really too interested. He's a wise guy. He's one of them New Jersey Giants fans that think that they're from New York.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, here's my number. Make sure you text that to me so I can look at the link." So you know what this is doing, John? Don, it's opening up a conversation for people to have.
Oh,
Whether
absolutely.
you agree with that lifestyle or not, you know, this is bigger than that. This is
Yeah.
like, when you die, you're leaving people behind, and you want to make sure they're taken care of. And
Exactly.
for an insurance company to say, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa," Eddie Buffalo got this insurance, not Edwina Buffalo. We ain't paying nothing. And I'm not saying that's going to happen, but this is the question that's out there right now.
Yeah, that's so true. And we talked briefly, but on a prior podcast, I think I mentioned this, and I don't remember which number, but I had a client of mine asking, she has a child, and her and I believe under 18 years of age, almost 18 maybe, and you know when we talk with people, they ask, well, how does an insurance company determine what the premiums are going to be for that policy? So obviously, part of it is, well, what is the death benefit coverage that you're looking for, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. But the three main factors, other than coverage amount, is age of the applicant, the health of the applicant, and the gender of the applicant.
Mm-hmm.
So typically,
I'm
and
not
I,
telling you that, Don. I'm not telling you.
okay.
What are you going to do about it? You're not going to get me insurance.
Yeah, it's like I
It's
need
like
to
it's
know.
like the whole weight question with women. Well, I'm not telling you. Well, I guess you ain't getting insurance, which is crazy to me because if you're getting a substantial policy, they're going to want blood, they're going to want urine, they're going to want to see you.
Yeah,
They're going to want to look at my agent notes that I've seen this person.
right.
And instead of her being 125 pounds, she's 330. I
Yeah,
mean, and just like I said, this is opening up such a Pandora's box and such a can of worms that because I was just thinking to myself while you were talking, I'm like, okay, I'm Edwina Buffalo. I had my operation years ago, and in my head, I'm a woman. People think I'm a woman. I had a fantastic doctor. I look like a woman. You know, I still got the insides of a guy, and
yeah,
I decide that I want to get life insurance.
yeah,
And when Donnie asks me, you know, he sees that I'm a woman. He's not going to ask me, "Are you a male?" I'm kind of wondering if that's going to be part of the application process down the road.
yeah,
What were you born as?
yeah.
And then
Exactly.
Edwina dies 3 years. I mean, and I'm in great shape, so I got Ultra Premier. Everything was great. I ended up getting a huge policy. Donnie got a nice commission because he's good at his job. Everybody's happy. 3 years down the road, I die of prostate cancer, and it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa! This is a woman. How did she have a prostate?
Yeah, yeah,
And it goes. Then you go all the way back. I mean, they're going to investigate something like
oh
that.
yeah, yeah.
Are you going to go back and see what you answered on your questions to your agent? You know, and
Exactly.
if and that's another gray area. If I didn't ask you what you were born as, who's at fault there too?
Yeah, I know.
Lawsuits, 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 lawsuits. I can
That's
see
true.
attorneys making a ton of money off this stuff.
Right, right. So some people, some applicants, and that emails, the proper word is, it is a contract once it is signed, and approved by both parties. So some applicants say, well, boy, they're asking for a lot of information. But you have to think about it. Well, yes, because here you've got somebody, let's say they're applying for a $500,000 policy. All right. So, yes, you've got an insurance company that's saying, we're on the line for $500,000.
Exactly.
So we want to, make sure we know if this is a risk that we want to take
CYA, cover
or
your
not.
ass.
Yeah,
Yes, 100%.
exactly, exactly. So let me finish my story. Is I was asked this question. Well, my child wants to transition from born a male, a boy, and wants to transition to a female, how would the insurance company, what would the insurance company say? So going back to premiums and that, so gender, health, and age. So if you have identical twins, say a boy and a girl, male and female, same age, obviously, they're both in exceptional health. The female's policy is going to be lower premium than the male's. And that's because the females, on average or statistically, live longer. So the insurance company has a longer period of time to collect the premium than from the male. And as Sassy Sarah likes to say, yeah, guys just do stupid things. And we do. We do. So
But
how is
did
the
he
insurance
become
company
smarter when
going?
he became a woman? Is that what you're saying, Don?
Yeah, really. So I did have to ask the question: how do we rate this? What would I enter? So the answer from underwriting was, and still is, what is the current genitalia of that individual?
Oh, yeah, I want to see everybody getting real comfortable and asking that question.
Yeah. So yeah,
God,
I don't know. I
this
mean,
is this is unbelievable.
it is.
It's
Again,
it's
it's
like I
gray
said,
area.
it's really making. Oh, I love it that we opened up this discussion. It's
Yes.
going to make people think. And I wish I had more answers right now. And little by little, I think we're going to get it. But I think they're in the same area we are. It's like I don't know.
Yeah. I
I think
think they're
it's going to
trying to
be a
figure
case
everything
for
out.
a while. I'm sure it's going to be a case by case basis. I mean, another guy's telling me that his sister's granddaughter is identifying as a cat.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
not making this up, Don. And the parents want school to put in litter boxes for this little girl.
Oh my goodness.
So it's like
That's I don't know what to say.
I don't know either. Because when he was telling me this, I'm like, what? You know,
Yeah,
it's just we're living in such an interesting time right now.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
that
I guess when you think you've seen it all, it's like, wow, no, yeah, we
we've
haven't.
said that before. The more and more we do this job, the more stories we have, and they are all real, for
Yeah,
good or bad.
exactly,
You know,
exactly. Yeah, so yeah, it's that was again third shot. It was a great question, but I mean, an awesome conversation, which
Mhm.
will be ongoing. So once we get hopefully official
Yeah,
feedback from an underwriting team at one of the major mutual companies, we'll share that information. So
and
really,
please, if there's
stay
anything
tuned.
on here that we said, and you know it to be wrong, viewers, let us know.
Yeah,
Because we're learning just like you folks are right now.
yeah, and I think also, if anybody felt offended or slighted in any way, that was unintentional. We're trying to just keep
Yes,
this,
we're not doing
really
this for
above board
shock
and just
value.
answering
I
questions.
mean, I would have never even thought of this unless we got the viewer question, to be
Yeah,
honest with you.
no,
And
I
talk
know.
about going down a rabbit hole. There's a lot of people that are very divided on this, pro and con. I mean, I was reading the one thread, the woman's like, okay, that's one thing. Do you change my insurance? But she's like, my husband transitioned to a woman and he's not happy.
Oh
So he
wow,
wants to transition back. I'm like, oh my
yeah.
god! I mean, are you going to force people to transition back so they have a death benefit?
Well, yeah, I know.
I mean, I know
It
that's an
sounds like in
extreme
that case
answer.
it's not, obviously, but that's not the reason. But you know, I feel terrible for individuals like, especially like that case that you just mentioned or that situation.
Hmm.
I can't even imagine the torment mentally that not only that individual but the spouse too and the family maybe because you see somebody that's really tormented and not happy and
Find
suffering and
professional help. Talk to
unsure.
somebody about it.
Absolutely,
Whether it's a
absolutely.
family, friend, clergy, a professional person,
Yes,
hopefully they have somebody to talk to.
yes,
Nobody's an island. You have people you talk to. You know
that's
what I
right.
mean? And if you are an island, I'm sorry too. I'm not saying that to offend you, but I don't want to see anybody dealing with mental anguish at all.
No, no, none of us do. None of us
You
do.
know?
I mean, we're in the business because we care about people
Yep.
and we want to help people. And any way that we can, we will. And if this is
Hey,
one way to help John,
oh
we'll
my
get
God,
more
yeah.
information, John.
And
We're
once
waiting
again,
for it.
John, thank you so much
Yes.
for bringing up this thing because, like I said, I would never even think about. Hey, you know what? I'll always identify as Don?
I'm not going to say a word.
Buffalo Bills fan.
All right. All right.
Let's go, Buffalo!
That's
Bills
right. That's
Mafia, baby! Yeah.
right.
So
Big
I know
weekend.
we're
Big
trying to make a
weekend.
little joke about it, but
No, I
seriously,
know.
if you are having trouble and you're thinking about this, talk to somebody, guys and girls.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
even worry about your life insurance. Somebody a higher up's going to have to figure this stuff out and put it
Yeah.
down. But I mean, and I hate to be the devil's advocate here, Don, but you think about the fraternals. Holy
Mm.
cow, that's gonna like, you know, I've been a part of a fraternal organization, and I know you are too. But it's only men,
Yeah.
so I'm surprised that okay, I'm gonna transition to a chick, but I still want to be part of the organization. I'm surprised that, and if it has happened, we haven't heard about it.
No,
You
I
know,
know. I know. I know. Um,
like I say in
again,
my TikToks, life's worth living. You know,
yes.
take care of yourself. Make sure that you enjoy life. Whatever that looks like to you. It might be
Yes.
different for me. It might be different for Don. I mean, Don, just give him a pickleball paddle and he's happy. And a bar of gold. Oh, imagine if the handle was a bar of gold of your pickleball paddle. That'd be like you're in heaven. You don't even have to die and go to heaven. You're already
Oh my
living in
God.
heaven, baby.
All right. Two things. Number one, I don't play pickleball. I play tennis.
Oh, you're a
Number
hater.
two,
What's wrong
if
with
the
pickleball,
handle,
man? Why are you
what's that?
racist against pickleballers?
No, I play tennis. I
Aha,
enjoy
you're gonna get the
tennis.
bad calls now and the bad emails now, Don.
Number two, if the tennis racket handle was made of gold, it would be too heavy.
Oh, that makes sense.
But maybe I get more power out of my shot. I
Yeah,
don't
you're pretty muscular fellow there, Don.
know.
Donnie, you're my hero. You're so strong.
Oh my goodness.
So, um, thank you very much for opening up this dialogue, and Don, thank you
Yes.
for being open up to talk about this.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
we don't
Yeah,
have to
John,
have
again, thank you.
none of us out there have to have the same values and beliefs. Whatever works for you, be a good person. You know what I mean?
Yes,
That's all I care
exactly.
about.
Exactly. And you know what? It's okay if you disagree on things, but be civil.
100%.
Like you kind of like agree to disagree, and that's okay. You know?
Yeah, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
exactly.
it's just
So
that
I
it's
hope
a
all of our
shame
viewers.
that you got to roll them dice. Hoping that they pay for it when you decide to do something different, an alternative lifestyle. And I hate that word alternative
No, I
lifestyle
know.
because you're being you.
Yeah.
To you, you're normal. To me, I'm normal. I know I'm not normal,
Well, yeah.
but that's a whole
Don't use
different show.
yourself as an
That's a whole
example.
different show. Yes.
That's right. That's right.
But once again, we didn't do this for shock value. We did not do this for ratings. We did not do this to hurt anybody's feelings.
Right.
We did this to open the dialogue, to have
Yeah,
people start talking about this. And
exactly.
I hope they do.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
hopefully we can help some people too. So
and please, like Donnie says, respond. Hit the button, comment. TikTokers, and the TikTokers is where we get most of our responses. By the way, a
yeah,
little bit email, but yeah. But I think we ripped the band-aid off pretty good today, Don. I mean,
yeah,
the wound is very fresh. It's very fresh. We don't know a lot yet, and
And we'll
we will.
share it when we do. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Exactly.
Every week, I think we need to set a little bit of time aside to explore this, unless there's a definitive answer, which I truly, truly do not think there's going to be a definitive answer to this.
Well, I I guess I disagree because the insurance companies will have to know one way or another what it's their policy.
At
They're
least
gonna
a
have to determine what
guideline
the
of how to
policy.
do it. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
right now, it's the wild, wild west. We don't know what's going to happen. We
Yeah.
truly
Again,
don't.
the waters are murky with so much
Hmm.
that's changed over the, especially since COVID.
Well,
So
like John used to tell us all the time, there's a gray area. It's a gray area.
it's,
John Foster, John Foster, the Encyclopedia of Insurance. We should call him and see what the hell he thinks about this.
I know. We should have him on actually.
Yes. So
And what it is, there's an exception for every rule.
there
So
is. There truly
that's the
is.
key. So,
But
with that in mind, what our viewers and listeners should keep in mind is you need an advocate for you,
oh my
whether
God,
it's for life insurance or anything else that you're doing. Make sure you have an advocate that you believe in, that will go to the fence for you, and just do whatever is in your best interest. That's critical.
I mean, when I first met John, I had trouble with the case, and I was like freaking out because I knew the dude. I just did not want it to go bad, and it was going bad.
Yeah,
You know, and he's like, you know what? No matter how bad it is, it's never that bad, which is true. So, I mean, if you're struggling with something right now, and in the future you look back on it, it's never as bad as you thought it was.
that's
No
right.
matter what it is in life, whether it's relationships, whether it's health. I mean, we both have children with medical problems, and I'll tell you, my daughter has the best attitude, better attitude than I would ever have. And for a while, I said, you're my hero because you're going through so much. And she taught me something, Don. She's like, I don't want to be a hero. I want to be me.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess what I want to end the show with is no matter what you're going through, whatever you're thinking of doing, whatever you want to do in the future, it's just you.
Yeah,
You got to be me.
that's right.
You know?
That's right.
So great show, Don. I thank you for joining me, and thank you for being open to talking about this.
Oh, sure, of
Because I
course.
was kind of worried that people would not, or they would shun this, that they didn't want. But it's happening. It's
Yeah.
happening right now
Oh,
in real
exactly.
time.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know, we can't be ostriches and stick our heads in the sand and hope it goes away. You got
No,
to deal with this right now because we're in the business of helping people at their
that's it.
lowest point in their biggest time of need.
That's
So we want to have the answers. We want to make sure we're going in the right direction. So,
we just want to be your trusted advisor or refer you to
100%.
somebody that will be. So,
No, Don don't like saying sales. I'll sell you something, but I'm also going to be a friend to you. I'm also going to, do what's right for you and your family.
that's right.
You know?
Absolutely.
And if you have questions like this, I'm going to tell you straight out what I think. You
Yeah.
know, and if I don't have the answer, like I said, I've stopped the sales process a bunch of times, and I'll say, "Whoa, Don, I don't know the answer. Let me call somebody that does."
That's
Get
right.
on the phone. And I honestly, Don, I think people appreciate that because nobody knows everything.
That's right. That's
You know,
right.
I don't know about pickleball. If I have a pickleball question, I just ask you. I don't know about gold. I'm not a rich guy like you. I'll just ask you about gold.
There you go.
So, but we're going to end the show. And please, let us know what you thought about this. You can reach us at www.ebayagency.com. Our hotline is 716-306-2020. For your buddy Eddie Buffalo and Donnie Lowe. Think about it.
Thank you, everyone.
Be open to the discussion. Or don't
That's right.
be. Whatever. I can't tell you what you do. You're not.
No, just be you.
You don't know me. You don't know me.
Oh, we know you.
So I don't even know what our show is about tomorrow because you're coming up with the topic, Don. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that, but yes, it'll be
All
a
right.
good one. It'll be a great
All
one,
right. So
actually.
once again, for your buddy Eddie Buffalo and Donnie Lowe, stay safe out there, and remember, be good to yourself. Life's worth living.
Absolutely. Ciao, everyone.